Rizzy Rise. Ha. Rizzy. Came from the bottom like I rose from the grave. I've been stuck in my thoughts, stuck in my ways. Stuck up thoughties on my mind, keep getting in the way. Now these snakes always tempting, slithering away. What up, sports fan? It's your boy Reik here with my guest,
Michael.
And we are here on another edition. It's the season finale of Sports Talk. We're taking a little break now, but we back, right before playoff for the last game.
Ravens going to the Super Bowl.
Week 18, he think he knows. He's a little delirious. I mean, after what my Steelers did to his Ravens, he's a little delirious. But we'll see what Lamar can do if he can do
when
something.
he comes back.
If he comes back.
Yeah.
But who knows? And then,
Huntley sucks. Greg Roman sucks.
Yeah. They need Lamar. That's what I'm saying. I need to pay that man.
That's going to be an expensive contract.
Yeah, he wants $85 million.
Huntley's basically guarantee him the more money on his contract by every bad throw. Like the end game interception, guaranteed $20 million on Lamar's contract.
But you know what's funny about that? It was like deja vu, because didn't he do that last year when he played with the Steelers or something like that? The last one he threw an interception.
He's not good. I don't know why they keep him. Like, this is third year. He is not good.
I'm better off having RG3 back.
He was not good either.
Yeah, but I take him over Huntley.
Fuck, I take Ben Roethlisberger. No, I would not take Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben slow ass, man. Y'all would have to have a perfect line.
I take Joe Flacco back.
Joe Flacco? Yeah, he was going pretty good on the Jets. I don't know why they benched him.
Right. Especially for Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Zach Wilson is
They were so indecisive about whether or not they should play. I'm like, bro, how long does it take for someone to be bad for you just to bench him?
But they did that a lot with a lot of quarterbacks. Like they did that with Baker Mayfield, Carson Wentz. Surprisingly, the backups were better than the main players, which I never understood.
Baker actually is doing pretty well in
the Rams, yeah.
Well, especially once he gets Cooper Kupp. Oh.
But you think they're going to keep Baker Mayfield?
Oh yeah, Sean McVay already said that.
Oh yeah,
he already said that.
So what do you think they're going to do about Stafford?
See, that's if he comes back, because he still has that. I think was it an oblique injury in his ribs.
Yeah, because he said he didn't want to retire. So I'm just like,
that's tough though.
He's going to be back. I mean, I feel like if I'm Matt Stafford, I was on the Lions for all them years, didn't win nothing, then get on the Rams and then win.
I would have retired.
I'm like, win a ring, I'm done.
I would have retired.
You got competitive people, especially the new generation with Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. You're not beating those guys.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, or Kenny Pickett in 5.
Get the hell out of here.
In 5 months from now.
That.
Now, if he goes to the Super Bowl and win, then we're gonna say he's definitely better than Lamar and Joe Burrow. So,
but you'd be lucky to make it out of the. You'd be lucky to make it into the playoffs. It's not to beat the Browns.
To be honest, everything's been working on their favors. Patriots been losing, Dolphins been losing.
Yeah, but now you have to rely on the Dolphins losing to the Jets.
But we've seen stranger things happen.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I feel like this year is probably the most competitive year of football.
2020.
I don't know.
Browns beat you in the wild card and then beat you in the playoffs.
That was the old Browns with Baker. Even though Deshaun Watson, I don't know. He hasn't
trash.
He hasn't been living up to the hype. I'm like,
but then again, he hasn't been playing for over a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I feel like by next year he'll probably be good, but this year he's the defense been really saving him, and the run game. It's basically run game and defense.
I heard they're having problems with Myles Garrett now. I mean, I wouldn't want to play for the Browns organization.
I mean, but it's funny because in the beginning of the season when I seen the roster, I'm like, they have all the pieces. They look like they at least could be a playoff team, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. I expected them to be better than us, to be honest. I didn't say it, I didn't admit it out loud, but I was like, they're probably gonna be better than us. And we climbed up the third spot, and we've been in last place since the beginning of the season, basically. So I don't know how you feel about that Monday night game.
Oh, yeah, that was. It's crazy because it's for every play, most people get hit all the time, and it's just weird that you don't see it that often.
Right, yeah, and the game being suspended, and man, the way he got up, I thought he was fine. Then he just collapsed back down. I'm like, oh man, DeMar Hamlin, man. that was kind of sad to see.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's still in critical or not. I think
Right.
he is.
They said he got revived twice. You know, his heart stopped a couple times and they revived him in the hospital. But they said he's been doing pretty good. You know, vitals been okay, but they're still trying to figure out. You know, he's on a ventilator, so we want to pray for DeMar, number 3 safety. It was a scary hit. I don't even know. That game kind of affected everything because like it's the end of the playoffs.
But there was no. I mean, there wasn't really that important of a game. Both teams are in the playoffs.
Right.
It's all about really who's going to be first and who's going to be second place.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's not.
that's true. I mean, it wasn't. It's not as important, you know, because of the player, you know, getting injured. Like, but you know, it kind of put everything on hold. Like Skip Bayless got a lot of heat about. You hear what he said?
I did see that. Yeah.
I'm just like.
I mean, he didn't. It's not like he came after DeMar personally. He just made a statement about the game probably shouldn't have been
Suspended.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I wouldn't. I can barely get out of bed half the time. I wouldn't be seeing your fallen player be almost not murdered, but like
Dead.
he almost died.
That's what I'm saying. Now that's scary. Now we see different hits all the time, but that type of hit, and then he was unresponsive. Like you gotta cancel the game.
Well, it looked so normal, then all of a sudden it just went bad real quickly. Like he got up and then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I couldn't believe what happened. And then my friend, you know, he told me to pray for him, you know, and I was just like,
because I remember a few weeks ago the helmet contact with Derwin James. Remember that super hard hit. I mean, he got that. Not they both. I think were in concussion protocol, but nothing major coming of that. And that actually looked like a major hit.
Yeah.
I mean, he got suspended. I mean, ejected from that.
I don't know. I just feel like. I know you're getting paid millions of dollars, but they have to have some type of safety protocol. There's too many concussions and injuries.
But you really can't. I mean, they already limited the amount of the way you can tackle a quarterback. You can't really. They limit the no helmet contact and like no helmet to shoulder, but you can't really do much when the main premise of the game is to stop the ball carrier.
Yeah. I don't know, or some type of like safe, like I don't know. It's like you got the whole uniform on. Like what else do you need? But at the same time.
But at the same time, like it's like a bulletproof vest. It's gonna stop the bullet, hopefully, but you're still gonna feel that like you're still gonna feel all that like force behind that bullet hit your chest. You know, like you really can't do much for like forced prevention.
Well, I hope I don't know, something happened, but you know, praying for his family, but.
I mean, I think Skip should have had maybe a little bit more compassion when he said it, but I don't think he ever really. I don't think that's how he is as a person.
I just feel like where he went wrong was like, okay, we've seen a lot of things. Like even if you go back to the NBA with Kyrie, what he said about anti-Semitic stuff, at least be accountable. I know he did apologize, but it's just like he didn't even want to take the tweet down. He's like, I'm not taking the tweet down, and it's just like. I mean, okay, but if you got a lot of heat of it, you might as well. If you're a public figure, you know, people's watching, you get millions of views. You're worried about, you know, the wrong thing. You're worried about football, a game versus a human being. Like,
that's why I never understood about sports. I don't get why you'd be so into social media when you're trying to play a sport. You're trying to be the best of the best. Why worry about tweeting something like, "Oh my God, did you see that hit? Did you see that?" Like, like worry about the game. Don't worry about the cloud.
Exactly. But you know, everybody.
That's why Claypool, Antonio Brown. That's why their careers went downhill. They care more about their social status and their than the actual game.
And I was just thinking about that today because like, even like Juju, like I mean.
Oh, that's what it was too. Yeah.
And it's like even like with that, like it's just like okay, I get it. You're young players, you're out there. You want media is a big thing, but it's just like, come on, you're here to play football. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play football. Brag after the win, or
definitely
not even after the win, but like at least like
after like a day or two, like after like a day,
or when you won something meaningful. Like one game is not the season. I could see
especially when you have a losing record and you're like taunting a guy and you're down like 60 points and you're bragging about like the Claypool when he's like celebrating first down with 20 seconds left and his team's down.
It's over, yeah. But it's just like even with that, it's like.
But he's trash.
I would wait Claypool. Yeah, I'm glad we kind of got that trade just because.
I'm surprised you got a second.
Yeah, they believe too much in Claypool. I think he'll be better next year.
But then again, it is the Bears. They did trade away the entire defense. Yeah. They were good for a hot minute. I mean, they were losing, and all of a sudden nobody talked about them. Like Justin Fields went off like three straight games.
I feel like he was the team, to be honest. I mean,
The Bears are basically like a worse version of the Ravens. They relied so much on their quarterback that once they get injured or they just stop performing, that team is nothing.
Man, we'll see how they do next year, but they're out of playoff.
How about the Lions going from 1-6 to 8-8?
Yeah, that's.
I feel like the Lions did that before. I think it was last year or 2 years ago when the Lions like 1-7. They went 8-8 again.
Yeah, they've been doing pretty good. I mean, they got weapons. I really don't know what they lack. Cause even when
defense, their defense is not their defense.
The defense could be way better because it's like when you look at a game, it'd be like 38. Like the offense put up high points, but the defense just let up every time, and it's like.
That's why I don't understand how the Vikings have such a positive record. Like back-to-back games, you let yourself get down by like 30-some points.
Yeah, I mean it was Justin Jefferson. He's been a game changer. I mean their offense is pretty good. You look at it, Dalvin Cook. You got Hutchinson now.
But Kirk Cousins, I feel like it's just like a 50-50 chance whether or not he's going to be good. It all depends on what version.
Yeah, his record's like 57 or something like that. Where it's like he's literally.
Because it depends on what version of Kirk Cousins you're going to get. You're going to get the guy that can throw the ball accurately, or the guy that's going to overthrow his targets,
or the one who gets sacked 50 times.
But that's not his fault half the time either. That O-line needs to protect him, but then he needs to get rid of the ball sooner. But that also comes down to the play calling, which comes down to the offensive coordinator.
But I mean, you got a lot of weapons. If I'm Kirk Cousins, I would only need like 3 seconds to get the ball off. I mean, if you can't get it off, give it to Dalvin Cook. If you can't get it off, throw it to Jefferson.
But that's the offensive coordinator thing too, because if you don't call. I mean, how much is the call? That's why I feel like when people complain about, this offense sucks, and they try to put blame on someone, but you don't really know what's going on. Like, is it the offensive coordinator to be like, yeah, we're running it, and you cannot change it?
Yeah, true.
But like the
But I feel like veterans like Kirk Cousins should at least have like
some say in what play is being called.
Like, cause they did that even with the Steelers. Like, I think it was Mitch wasn't, and when he first started, he didn't have
to say what the play was. He had to run it.
Exactly, and it's just like.
And of course he did bad because Matt Canada is trash.
Yeah, they need to fire him. That's one of the moves they need to make this offseason.
Same with Greg Roman.
Yeah, because it's just like the plays are literally the same short plays like they were doing for Roethlisberger. Now I can see for Roethlisberger because he's older and slower, but if you got somebody fast and electric like Kenny Pickett, why are you doing that? You should see him get out of. Well, you did see him get out of that tackle at the end of the play.
Holding. Just like that unnecessary roughness. Trying to cheat.
They were trying.
That one catch when you stepped out.
How was it a cheat if he was trying to get out of here?
Yeah, no, because he slammed the one guy and the other guy saw it. He's like, "Oh, you pushed my teammate, get the fuck over." You know what I'm saying?
He said no. Man, but yeah, Michael's a Ravens fan. I can't wait.
I can't wait until we win the Super Bowl. I buy him a Ray Lewis signed jersey.
I can't wait till we win the Super Bowl. We come out of the playoff spot. And I'm gonna buy him,
dude.
I don't even know. I'm gonna give him an Antonio Brown jersey just so he.
I would love to see you go to the playoffs and get absolutely dogged by the Eagles.
The Eagles, if we go to the Super Bowl, but then we would have to play the Chiefs or the Bills. One of those who come out of there, and that's gonna be a tough one. We already got demolished by the Bills.
Well, no, the Eagles were.
They're NFC. We would have to see them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If we did make it that far, but. Who knows? I ain't gonna lie. I don't know where we're gonna be at. Even if we lose, I'm just praying on Mike Tomlin not having a losing season. But
that's why I want the Browns to win so bad. Imagine if it ended in a tie. I feel like that's how it would end because the Steelers always seem to struggle with the Browns sometimes.
Yeah. Especially towards the end. Like if you look at the past couple of years, the last games of the Browns. Here he is. But we in the same boat, right? Because when was the last time Ravens won a Super Bowl?
2013.
Did they have Lamar Jackson back then?
They had Joe Flacco.
Okay, well,
that's why I want him back. Joe Flacco, come home.
Come home. You're no use in.
You're not used. You're not. Well,
no
actually, you were pretty good on the Jets. I'm not gonna lie.
But in the AFC,
why do Ravens go to the Jets? Ed Reed also went to the Jets too.
Oh, man.
The fuck is?
I heard. They said a good offensive coordinator for the Steelers might be Randall L.
Bro, I swear to God, if the Ravens hired Jim Harbaugh as an offensive coordinator, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, the Jets. Oh yeah.
No, the Ravens hired Jim Harbaugh for the Michigan
Oh,
State.
Jim, yeah.
So they'd have both brothers on the same team. Bro, that's a wombo combo right there.
Bros, they'll go for it every fourth down and lose.
Honestly, when you have a speedy quarterback like Lamar, like 3 different running backs, a tight end, and maybe just one receiver, you should be going for like 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s, hell, even 4th and 3s.
Yeah, but it's just like sometimes, when it comes to like the end of the game, 4 seconds left.
But like, the thing is like the Steelers game is a perfect example because it's like 1st and 10, you run the ball 3 times, you only get to the 3rd and 3rd. You run the ball twice, and you only get to 3rd and 3. And then you run the ball again up the middle when the Steelers literally know you're a run-first team, and you run straight up the middle.
I'm not going to lie, because when we first played y'all, that's why we shut y'all down when it came to the run game, because that was all y'all was doing. Y'all were burning us out.
The first game, yeah, we literally... And J.K. Dobbins is a god.
Yeah, Dobbins is...
But it's like... And Tyler Huntley tries to be too much like Lamar. I know they got Tyler Huntley for a reason, because he's like Lamar, but I feel like he tries too much to act like him and not his own quarterback.
Yeah. I feel like they'd be like, act like Lamar. I don't know if it's the coaching in his head, or but it's like you're never going to be Lamar. So
because
like,
his decision making when it comes to him scrambling the ball is not good.
Yeah, he be looking rough out there. Like when
he starts to scramble, he looks rough. Like the last play, he's scrambling out the sack, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And then he throws it. And there's literally not even a Raven inside. There's like
right, it looked like he intentionally threw it to us, like Minka. I'm like, okay, thank you. I don't see nobody over there. Like the guy was probably like,
yeah, he was like there was Steelers here. The Ravens guy was here, and he's throwing the ball straight here. I'm like, bro, who are you throwing it to? I was just done.
Sometimes I be feeling like the Steelers pay the Ravens the way y'all be playing sometimes. Cause I be like,
I feel like
how do we come out with the win when y'all was just okay? Bro.
We literally lose so many games when we were 10 up. Had 10 plus points up, and I just don't understand how your team can be so consistent at losing when you've had the lead.
And it's like y'all do that. I mean, y'all got most of the weapons. Y'all weapons gotta get a little bit more form. But it's like I got the
Justin Tucker is basically a leading scorer.
Y'all got the defense, yeah. Y'all got the kicker. Like I don't know, tight end, probably one of the best tight ends.
Top 3 definitely.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just like, how do y'all fold at the end? But we'll never know. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like it's like an AFC curse because it's just like even the Bengals last year, they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, lost.
Honestly, to be fair, they should have lost to the Titans. There's no way you should get sacked 9 times and still somehow win.
I was surprised they beat the Raiders last year. I'm like, the Raiders were pretty good, but
don't even get me started on the Raiders this year.
They were a fluke. I really thought they were going to be like second or third.
Well, Josh McDaniels is not a head coach.
No, yeah.
There's a reason why the Patriots didn't want him. And there's a reason why the team he went to didn't want him.
I see, because it's like you have everything on offense. Your defense sucked. It like literally showed like they were ahead of us and now we're ahead of them. Like I think they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's just like them.
And Derek Carr's basically off the Raiders.
Yeah, I would take him off. Like you had all this time and it's just like, and you had all the weapons with Devontae Adams, Waller, Jacobs. There's no way you're losing.
You have to think. I think his name is something Farrell. Farrell, the left end. They didn't pick up his 5th year. Josh Jacobs, they didn't pick up his 5th year. And it's just insane how the Raiders are going to lose like all their star players.
Right.
Derek Carr.
Another team that disappointed me was the Colts. I mean, I wouldn't say that disappointed me, but I ain't gonna lie. I might be like when they get a quarterback like this, I'd be like hyping.
Who did that? No, they had Matty Ice. That's right.
Matt Ryan. I'm like when they had Matt Ryan, I'm like, all right, they're gonna do pretty good. I like how they get. But and then I'm starting to. I'm like, I like how they get these vet quarterbacks, but they also are old quarterbacks, and then the old line is not good, and then I don't know, and then Jonathan Taylor was the number 1 running back.
They did that last year. I don't know why they got Carson Wentz. He wasn't good. They played the backup. He wasn't good. So next season you get another old quarterback.
Yeah, I feel like at this point you tried the veteran thing, it won't work. Draft a quarterback. I think that's what the Colts need to do. Another team, and a team that surprised me, but then again they did look good on paper was the Jags. They're decent.
They're getting better. Yeah. They really are.
I like how they got Christian Kirk. He's been a
He
game
fucked up.
changer.
He messed up the wide receiver market.
Yeah.
Guaranteed $70 million. He's not even like I wouldn't even consider him top 10 right. I mean, right now I would say, but like before the season, he was not a top 10 receiver.
And that's why I like to do fantasy to see how good players really are, because he's like him and Amari Cooper pissed me off this season. I had both of them. There'd be games where Amari Cooper gets 6 for me, 2 for me, 25, 30.
Well, that's the thing. Like a receiver can only be as good as many times as he gets targets from the QB, because the quarterback only throws to him 8 times and he has like 5 out of 8 catches. I mean, that's pretty good for what he was given, and especially like all because a quarterback can throw the ball to the receiver doesn't mean it's accurate. I mean, look at Devontae Adams' catches. Look at Justin Jefferson's catches. Like, a lot of them are like one-handed, midair, falling, and somehow gets his elbow underneath it.
Maybe making some,
or Moss, like the Hail Murray from like 2 years ago when he's scrambling, he throws and DeAndre Hopkins catches it over 3 Bills defenders. You know, like that's.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it was an underthrown ball from a scrambling QB. And he still comes down with it. That's all a receiver.
I'm just surprised Deontay Johnson don't have a touchdown. This whole season, he hasn't had one. George Pickens got more touchdowns than him, and I'm just like...
I don't get that. Pickens is like basically DeAndre Hopkins. He mans Moss and people, and yet you don't throw him the ball. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't been targeted that much, and he has more touchdowns than Deontay. I think Deontay Johnson's been targeted more than him, and he's haven't had... I don't know, but when you got a 6-foot wide receiver like that, 6'4", like
he'll catch it right in
like a
Megatron.
Basically, you have a Megatron and you don't throw him the ball. It's like it's like getting Randy Moss and being like, oh yeah, you're just a bench.
But I also feel like it's probably because like the pressure comes in our O-lines. Like if Kenny Pickett can't get the ball off, he's going to get sacked bad. So it's just like, man. But I don't know. I still have faith for my team, but. Then again, we got to rely on 2 teams to lose.
And you still have to win.
Yeah. And it's worked in our favor this year, like the past 3-4 games.
I think the Browns did win their last game, too.
Oh, yeah.
So they are on. They have probably a...
They're not going to make it to playoffs, though.
They're out. They've been out.
They don't got no reason, but, them, they like, oh, yeah.
But then again, it's an AFC game. Most of them probably don't... Miles Garrett especially probably don't like the Steelers. So, he's going to be like... If we make them lose, they're not out of the playoffs. We're not out of the playoffs. If we're going to be bad and drag them down, we're going to drag you down.
Yeah, that's how they're going to be. I feel like T.J. Watt got to say the game. Kenny Pickett got to say the game.
It's crazy how much that defense relies on T.J. Watt.
Yeah,
like that's.
They say without him, he's like.
I've seen that stat. They're 1-6 without him in the game, and 6-2 with him in the game. Like that cannot be a stat.
He's a game changer, but yeah, that's ridiculous. I feel like they need.
Yeah, like he's a game changer, and I'm not saying anything against him, but you can't. Your defense can't rely on one guy.
But you gotta also understand too, like injuries too. Like okay, TJ might not be in, but like it's not like everybody on our defense is in too. There's other people that's.
But it's like without TJ, Cam Hayward ain't that big of a threat.
Well, he's kind of older. So
well, I'm just saying, like no one else has that spark, like because like the second you see, it's like a Lamar is on the field, QB spy. Like you have to predict for the run, even if you got good coverage and like he's running around, he just eventually breaks free because that's what he does, and that's why you always have that QB spy. And eventually, someone gets open or he just breaks one.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're double teaming him, that means everyone else is basically single team. So if you just one guy only needs to get past.
Yeah.
And that's why when you don't have them, you can have like extra guys block because none of them really good without T.J. Watt on the field.
Yeah, I'm like, Spillane's been stepping up, but even like, yeah, we need T.J. But I feel like, hey man, if it works, it works, man. Even if we need one person, like, we'll keep that person. We'll keep paying that man if he's gonna give us the wins. But
I know your run game finally looked decent for once.
Yeah, I mean, Najee Harris has been like questionable. I mean, I know he had an injury in the beginning of the season, but like, I don't like how the Steelers do that every year. The rookie is the best player on their team. Then sophomore year,
who is that number 30? It was looking pretty decent.
That's what I'm saying, Warren. It's funny because every Steeler that comes on the field, the first year they're the best player on that team, and then the next year they can't keep it. Like Deontay Johnson, for example, when he first got on the team, he was looking great. I remember he played when it was the Cardinals. He did like an 80 or 70 yard, took it all the way back as a punt returner, and I'm just like, wow, he's gonna be a game changer. And then he's inconsistent. One year he do good, then he turned from Deontay Johnson, the great receiver, to Deontay dropping balls with him and Claypool. Like
he dropped a lot of passes
a lot.
last year.
I mean, he got better, but he's still not. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting that much. And then he does that stupid ass shit where he catches the ball and then run backwards, thinking he can go around people. Just run forward. That's what Najee Harris was doing too at one point. He was not running forwards or like.
I remember that was a screenplay and he's running backwards.
Yeah, he did that a couple times. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, run forward, even if you're getting tackled. Why are you running backwards if you know you still got?
I think some players are just too scared to get hit, and that's why they go down early or they try to juke and finesse people.
But I'm saying, if you see you're going to get hit, all right, go down, but don't run back. What is the point of running back? Where are you going to go?
Don't be.
If everybody's coming forward, where
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, he cooked us. I ain't gonna lie, he cooked us. But
no, I was talking about the Patriots in a fumble. How 3 seconds left, Patriots and Raiders are tied. It was the fourth quarter. 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Bro, that was the best play in the world.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like seeing a Patriots quarterback get stuffed to the ground by a goddamn 300-pound lineman.
That had to hurt. But I mean, as far as like the AFC picture, I mean, we got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, the Chargers, Ravens, Jags, Patriots. Then we got the Dolphins and the Steelers looking from the bubble. So we'll see how they do.
Dude, the Dolphins had a mid-season collapse. I mean,
bro, they was in the playoffs and now and then you got Tyreek Hill. Tua is overrated. I thought he was going to be better. He's a little overrated.
To be fair, every other game this man's in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like I don't understand. He's been in concussion protocol more times than probably any quarterback has in a season.
And he's brand new, basically. Like, he's been in the league for what, 3-4 years?
I mean, there was a reason why his name is Tua turn the ball over.
Yeah. I'm like,
and their defense is bad too.
Yeah, they're terrible. Like, even when we played them, when we almost won, I was just like, damn, I thought we was gonna get
And the
demolished.
Tennessee collapsed too, though.
Yeah. I don't get it. They got Derrick Henry. I thought Malik Willis was going to be, good for them, but
nope. Ryan Tannehill got injured.
Yeah.
And he really wasn't that good. Defense really.
There's been a lot of bust teams, but I feel like this has been the most competitive year of football. Like, even in Texas, they were the first one to get out, but they ended up being 2-11 or 4-11 or something like that. Like, that's still good. Like, remember when the Browns were 0-16, they couldn't win a game to save their life. They was the worst team. It was like this year, every team at least have 2 wins that got eliminated.
The Texans got 2 wins.
And they got a tie, which ain't really that good, but still
they literally almost beat the Chiefs.
That's what I'm saying. I feel
like how the 49ers almost got beat by the backup quarterback and the Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. For me, I feel like this is the most competitive